Okay. Mano, you have been looking at the political landscape in Cameroon. You have actually been involved. And now, when you look at the aspirant, the independent aspirant, can they break through the stronghold of traditional parties? You just left the village and you have been around. What is their prospect?
We're a few months to the elections.
Yeah, I know of one Dr. Barrister Asan Michael.
Yes,
very ambitious.
Of course, you know because now you're a politician.
No, I know. I'm always going.
Right. Of course, when I say who, it doesn't mean that I don't know about him.
Yes.
What I mean to say is that who knows him? You're not the one to elect him.
Of course,
right? You're not the one to elect him. I'm not the one to elect him. I know him. I know Dr. Michael. What I'm saying is we're a few months to the elections.
Yeah, very few months.
Very few months to the elections. Let's be realistic. Who are they? Okay. All right. So I think right now there are three of them. Yeah. You can only call one. The point that I'm trying to make is this: there is a principle in communication that he who is best known is better than he who performs the best.
Yeah, you have a point there.
He who is best known is better than he who performs the best. And whether we like it or not, in the game of politics, popularity is important. I mean, we hope that principle is, but for people to know principle, they have to know you first. For people to know, right? People need to know you first before we start talking about how your principles, your values, okay? And a few months to the election, I think this question is completely absurd for you. That you're asking me if these people break through what? With what resources? With what popularity? With who? Because it's a few months again, as I said. I've been in Cameroon now for over a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I've not heard anything. I've not seen anything. I must be really blind, deaf, or dumb because there's something going on.
I've been to the village,
and I've been to the village, and I've from Yaoundé to Douala, from Douala to Biya, Biya to the village, back to Biya. Now I'm now in Douala. I'm going to go to Yaoundé. The question is, are these men really serious? Now, I mean, again, it's divided. Is this what Cameroonians really deserve in terms of the people who want to represent them? Okay. Then the last election was 2018, and somehow we know of the independent candidates a few months of the election. This lack of seriousness, is it what Cameroonians really deserve, or these men who call themselves politicians really have no regard for Cameroonians? It's what we need to be talking about. In this generation and at this time, a few months of the election, we're still asking questions like this. We're not talking about principles, values, what people really bring to the table. We're talking about whether they'll break through what political system? A political system that you and I can say conveniently doesn't even exist. Okay? So for a political system to exist, politicians that are part of the political system has to be serious and have to be existent. So that's what I want to say. And I guess my answer to that, if you want a straight answer for me, is that no, they will not. I am a straight shooter. I don't like beating around the bush, and I don't play politics. No, they will not. And if there is any hope at all, there should be a certain level of seriousness that is demonstrated by these men and women who wants to take the leadership of this country. Politicians should take Cameroonians a little bit more seriously. For Christ's sakes, it's either they believe that Cameroonians don't deserve serious men to lead them, or I bet maybe Cameroonians don't even deserve men to lead them.
Now, I stay with you in this issue about this. Now, when you look at what is your view as far as this election, this upcoming election is concerned, with the participation of the people. Now, we had an election in 2018, we had 3.7 million or so that voted, of a population of about 30 million or so. Now, is that not and yet we have this same population blaming all the votes about, oh, this is that, but the same people expect miracle.
So, Jarvis, I want to look straight to the camera and say this to Cameroonians who are watching us. Everywhere in the world, where the populace are not involved in politics, politicians become delinquent. There are two ways to hold politicians accountable. Number one is that the populace are directly involved in politics. Jarvis, since I came to Cameroon, I've been engaging people in different taxis and different joints, wherever I go to eat, in the village, wherever. Do you have a voter's ID? No. Are you going to vote? I don't believe in voting. Who are you voting for? I don't know. What party do you support? I don't know.
That's very true. That's very
right. True. So, I mean, again, when we talk about an election that is coming up in a few months, what are we talking about? What election are you talking about? 2018, 3.7 million people voted. That is not even the population of Douala.
Douala is more than 5.6 million.
With everything that is happening now, how many people? I mean, we're a few months. I've not seen people lining up to vote. But this is what I have to tell Cameroonians. If you want roads and schools, if you want hospitals, if you want electricity, you have to vote. You have to engage in vote. There's no other way. I promise you, angels are not going to come fix this country. Politicians have to do it. And the way to hold politicians accountable is by engaging in the political process. There is no other way. There's just no other way. I know Cameroonians are waiting for some angel, some miracle person to come and change the nation. It's not going to happen. And I hope we have learned that lesson. There's no other way to hold politicians accountable and make sure that they're serving the people other than the populace themselves demanding for those things. And the way to demand for it is to what? Register and vote. If you have not done it, please don't blame any politician for not having roads and the trash engulfing cities. Don't blame them because you are saying that you approve what they're doing because by not engaging in the
process. Every time Cameroonian that you move to the street and talk to that, say, oh, we need change.
Yeah.
About 8 don't have voters cards.
Yeah.
Two probably may have.
Yes.
Of the two, one has never voted any recent election.
Yes.
Then how do we reconcile the fact that they want change?
No, they don't want change. There's a difference between dreaming about change and actually wanting change. Cameroonians love President Paul Biya and the existing government. If they don't love what they are doing, they should go out there, get registered, and vote them out of office. That's what I have to
briefly suggest. If you are to advise these politicians, because here in the studio we have just two of you who are not political. Mr. Gini is the Secretary General of PAP, and of course you have the founding president of the Democratic Party, a new party that will register the Cameroon legal. What would the strategy be?
advancing who? The independent candidates?
Politicians, as far as the election is concerned.
Right, it will be a waste of time. They're not serious. It will be a complete waste of my time. You know, Travis, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it well. If I don't engage in projects that I don't succeed in. Cameroonian politicians engage in what I call political delinquency. They're delinquent to the Cameroonian people. I don't know whether it is because they feel the Cameroonian people deserve it, or it's just a nonchalance that comes with politics. I have no idea what it is. Now we're talking about independent candidates, let's talk about the parties that exist.
Yeah.
The independent parties that exist. They call themselves opposition parties. Look at what happened in Senegal. Okay, 2 people literally came together and won an election. Because again, when you talk about people being able to win an election in Cameroon, the political system is corrupt, the electoral code is bad. I just think Cameroonian politicians, especially the opposition, they have a contempt for the Cameroonian people. The lack of seriousness. The last election was 2018, for Christ's sakes. And somehow, there are these people who say they are politicians. You go to my village, nobody knows these names you're calling. They don't know them. And my village is right here close to Mbuti. Can we talk about that choir a little bit? Like, seriously, like, take people seriously. People are suffering. If you say you are a politician and you're going to lead this nation, take the people seriously. I will not advise any opposition political party. I have to say it will be a complete waste of my time. Do you know that when Peter Obi lost election in Nigeria, Peter Obi has not stopped being political in Nigeria? There's from one event to another. If you follow him, from the day he lost, he has engaged in politics, in informing the people, communicating, engaging the people, and everything.
The same strategy Trump used.
The same strategy Trump used. He never stopped talking.
Never stop.
We see Cameroonian politicians only a few months with the elections. Now everybody is an independent candidate. People are creating parties back and forth.
They don't have resources.
No. Okay. Please. The reason why they don't have resources.
People don't believe in them.
I created an organization 4 months ago.
Okay.
All right. And we did a conference yesterday in Biya. In the space of I have about 81 people who are part of the organization I started. In the space of 2 weeks, we raised almost £1 million. Please, let's stop with the resources thing. If you have a mission, you are able to describe what you want to do, and people see the dedication, the conviction, and even the drive you have towards what you want to do, resources will come. I have seen it. I have seen it. So let's stop this excuses. The electoral code is the people. Let's stop this political delinquency engaged by opposition political parties. In fact, they are not opposition political parties. I think they are being used by the government. Let's just say this. Let's stop this whitewashing.
No, you cannot.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's my opinion, and let me hold it.
And its opinion might not be true.
If you want to, yes, it might not be true. All I'm saying is this: if you want to do something, do it, and stop looking for every excuse in the books.
Well, now
Jumai Faye and Osman Sanko won an election in Senegal. The electoral code in Senegal is better than that of Cameroon. How did they win? The president, the current president, the DRC president,
Felix Tshisekedi.
Yes, he took a Constant Matumba to be his minister. This is people who are serious, and somehow Cameroonian politicians, opposition leaders cannot come together. It's something that we have to beg and negotiate. The existing CPDM is very strong in Cameroon.
Very strong.
Okay, so this back and forth nonsense of trying to beg people to be serious with. If we are going to beg the main opposition parties in Cameroon, we're going to beg them to form a coalition. All of these people should be kicked out of the political scene. They're not serious.
So you're talking about the new breed.
I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is that Cameroonian people are suffering too much. If we will say that, by the way, for us to have people playing ping-pong games with them. Okay, and also now there are people who are begging Cameroonians to vote. Look, I'm looking at the camera right now. If you like, don't vote. I've been in Biya now for I think there's 3-4 days. Out of the 4 days, we had like 1 day, and it came I think a few hours. So if that is not enough pain for you, fine. The cities are engulfed by trash. If that's not bad enough for you, that's fine. Don't vote. Stay at home. Don't do nothing. If there's no water, you have to struggle, walk miles to go get water. And okay, now we're doing for rush anyway. So don't vote. You buy your own solar thing, so you don't need electricity. Don't vote. Stay at home and don't vote. Yes.
How will you do the taxes now?
I don't want to talk about that. That's another thing. Don't vote. Stay at home. Don't get. I mean, because we have money that is coming from abroad and taking care of people and all of that. But this is what I'm saying to you. Angels are not going to face Cameroon. There are two things involved here. Number one, Cameroonians have to. There's nothing that happens in a country without politics. Nothing. The law, the economy, anything. Everything comes down. I had this idea, which is anyway naive, that everything rises and falls with leadership. Now, everything rises and falls with the politics of a country. Of course. Everything.
Before you need a political decision to go to church, if there's instability, you cannot go to church.
Yeah, but you can't do nothing without politics. And so, Cameroonians saying that they are not interested in politics means that they like the existing society. So, if you like what is going on in Cameroon right now, don't vote. Don't complain. In fact, I don't want to hear you say anything if you don't have a voter's card. Don't say nothing. Don't complain about nothing. Don't talk about nothing. No, I'm not interested in it. But if you say there are no roads, who are responsible for constructing roads?
The leaders.
The leaders. And if they are not constructing roads, they are abusing you. Guess what? Vote them out. So this is not a negotiation. Let's have this serious conversation for once and stop this backpedaling.
Stop begging.
I'm not begging. I mean, politicians can beg, but I don't beg, right? It's not about the fact that I don't have anything to lose. It's the fact that even when I'm doing personal development and consulting with people, I demand for people to make progress. And if you're not making progress, we kick you out. It's as simple as that. So please get the politicians to whitewash things. I don't whitewash things. I was going to say that the opposition will not win because they are not serious.
Some
All oppositions will not win. That is his opinion. I'm stating mine. They will not win because they are not serious. Okay? This political delinquency that they are practicing, they will not win. Thank you. I'm happy you asked because those are the kind of questions that I want to hear. Okay? What I'm saying is this: nobody wins an election on election year. Nobody. And do you know what I hear every time from opposition political parties? The very reasons why they cannot win. If you hear them speak, you are civil society. All they tell you is everything that is wrong with the political system, existing political system, to why they cannot do anything. So why are you wasting our time? If you have roadblocks, obstacles that are stopping you from doing anything, as a result you're being ineffective, why are you wasting our time? You're literally wasting the time of Cameroonians because all we hear is what is wrong with the electoral system. The government is this, you have to take permission for this, you have to take permission. Have you not heard the adage that says that if monkeys learn how to jump without stopping, that hunters learn how to shoot without stopping? Perching, hunters learn how to shoot without missing. Have we not heard that? But unfortunately, I mean, Cameroonian opposition politicians are not good on that.
Because it's just what you're saying. Last year, we expected them to be inundating the social media effectively. But see, now it's now that most of them
they want to win an election on,
election year.
On election year. Because that's what it is. They want to win election on election year. There is something called political education. Most Cameroonians are politically illiterate. Okay, let's just say the truth. They don't know what the constitution is. They don't know anything about the electoral system. They don't know anything. How about this? Let's talk. Okay, Larrys are not going to work. But how about small cells to teach people even about the constitution? What is it that is the role of a senior divisional officer, of a mayor in the city? When people are educated, see, John C. Maxwell said that when people make a change, there are 4 things that inspire them to change. Number one, that they are inspired enough to change. So there's somebody that brings inspiration. They look at someone and they are inspired, like what happened in Senegal, They inspire them. Number 2, that they learn enough to change, that they are informed to change. Apparently, Cameroonians are not inspired by any opposition political party. Number two, they are not.
Some Cameroonians.
Please.
Because we cannot. Why you say Cameroonians?
Why you say Cameroonian means majority?
Let me say Cameroonians, because guess what? We complain about the system. The system is not changing for over 32 years.
But we still have those who are voting, eh?
Yes.
Like we are watching.
It is insignificant, Jarvis.
Yeah, but it's also good to
out of 30 million people, if 3 million people vote, nobody voted. Let's just say this and stop playing with Cameroon.
Because the opposition had 14%, eh? The main opposition.
Of how many people voted? How many percentage of Cameroonians voted? Take 3 million out of 30 million. What is the percentage? And then now we go to the 14% of that percentage.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about here, right? The third thing is that when people suffer enough, they change. Apparently, Cameroonians have not suffered enough. They have not suffered enough. No, I know so. Because if they have not suffered enough. If Cameroonians have suffered enough,
They get the voters
they
card.
will get the voters ID card and vote.
They will come on massively.
Yes. Politicians and opposition political parties will not be begging them to join rallies.
They will see
the need to do it, because there is nothing. Everything rise. I mean, to the telespectators who are watching us, I have to say this very clearly. Everything in a nation rise and falls with politics. There's nothing that will change in a country without the politicians being involved. Nothing. Okay. And so, if Cameroonians think that manners will fall from heaven and angels will come, it will not happen. And if the opposition political parties have not inspired Cameroonians enough, have not taught Cameroonians enough for the past 32 years, can we also say that they have failed? And instead of complaining every day to why the roadblocks to their success, there's a book called The Obstacle is the Way. Maybe Cameroonian opposition political party should read that book.
The Obstacle is the Way.
The Obstacle is the Way. It's the book that we're learning right now in my organization, the leadership think tank. The obstacle is the way. How do you turn obstacle to opportunities? Why do we keep talking about what will not work, what will not work, what will not work? This is the reason we cannot hold. We have to take permission. So what? We're going to stay like this for 70 years, 100 years, because there are all the roadblocks there? That's the question.
Okay. Let me read this message before coming to you the law. This one says, good afternoon, everyone. I am Joseph from Pamenda. The main problem in Cameroon is not how many that vote is in the system, but Mr. Biya put in place, like example, the president of Elekam appointed by Mr. Biya. What means is that he can never go against the person that appointed him, blah, blah, blah. Let me just take time to just briefly. The Constitutional Council was appointed by Macky Sall in Senegal, but yes, they rule against Macky Sall. In 2015, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan put in the INEC chairman. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan lost the election and was pronounced, Buhari was pronounced the winner of the election by an appointed person of an incumbent. It means that was a system. In 2017, in Kenya, you had President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga.
Yes.
When they went to the election, the IECBC, the Independent Electoral Boundary Commission of Kenya, said Uhuru Kenyatta, the incumbent, has won. But they went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court justices were appointed by the incumbent. The Supreme Court justices nullified the election. That was the first election to be nullified in the history of Africa. And nullified by someone appointed by the incumbent. So this shenanigans of saying that who appoint, there is no country in the world where electoral commission are not being appointed by the government in place, except like Solomon said, one angels to come from above. We are cultural enterprises doing one and the same thing over and over and expecting this different result. The law we wanted to react.